Hey, what is up, guys? This is Bo, or Carl Hunga 712, and today I'm bringing you a little review. Basically, should you buy Black Ops 4? Definitely let me know in the comment section what your guys' opinion is on Black Ops 4 who have already played the game. Let some of the people know in the comment section who might watch the video, if your opinion differs than mine, if it's the same, or if you notice some similar things, but not everything's the same. Let everybody know in the comment section. Also, if you guys like these videos, let me also know. Definitely subscribe for more. I try to upload and stream every chance I can get. I am in law school, so I can't upload and stream near as much as I used to. Just a lot of studying and different things going on, so like I said, I try to do it a few times a week if I can, but like I said, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Basically, I wanted to give you guys kind of a quick little review on Black Ops 4, if you should buy it or not. This isn't going to be a really in-depth video just because the game's still only a couple months old, so I don't think it's really fair to review it until we've gotten the whole game, which, Call of Duty is a year-round game. You get it for a year, you move on to the next one. Sometimes you come back and play old ones if you like them, but for the most part, the lifespan on a Call of Duty is 1 year. So I don't think it's quite fair to do a full review yet, but a review, or to give you guys enough information to make a decision on, if you guys are thinking about buying the game, what you think of the game, and go from there. First off, with this Call of Duty this year, you're going to notice a huge change in your health. Health this year is set to 150, as you can see down in the bottom left-hand corner of my screen as I'm running around here. Health is set to 150. Now, that doesn't mean that your guns deal the same amount of damage and that, you just have 50 extra health this year. That's not necessarily how they did it. The reason they wanted to bump the health to 50 is so that when they make gun changes throughout the year, they can create more variation between the weapons, because if you're only at 100 health, there's only so many different things or so many different ways that the developers can change the guns around to make them feel more unique. So I understand that. It makes sense. But this year's Call of Duty with the extra health, I don't think they buffed the guns too much for that difference, because as you can see in a lot of these gunfights here, it takes a lot of bullets to kill people. If you're used to more of the, basically the Infinity Ward model, where it's anywhere from 2 to 4 shots, you're probably killing somebody. That's not really the case here in Black Ops 3. It's probably 4 to 8 shots. Be right around there for most of your weapons, depending on what you use. So if you guys don't like the longer gunfights, the slower time to kill, this game probably won't be for you. Hardcore is actually a lot of fun on here if you find the right lobbies. Hardcore is still a lot of fun. Hardcore plays like it did in the older games, so if you're a hardcore player, you're probably going to like this game. But like I said, that's one thing that's going to be a lot different is the health. Also, if you guys haven't noticed too, when I take damage, if you guys haven't watched any videos yet, you hit yourself with a stim pistol, you basically have to heal yourself after you take damage. That's you guys don't regenerate health like you used to in the old games, where you take a couple shots, go back behind cover, regenerate your health for a couple of seconds, and you're good to go. This one here is instantaneously. Hit yourself with your stim pistol. You heal up at a certain rate to get yourself back up to 150. Now, there's advantages and disadvantages to this. Of course, the advantages are that when you're playing people who, I don't know, might not have the best gun skill or might not have the best positioning, sometimes you can outplay people by healing or choosing not to heal. So that's kind of cool. Like I said, I think this game, with the health system that it has in it, I think this game was purely designed to be a competitive game. I don't think this game was designed with pubs necessarily at the forefront, which probably should have been, because Call of Duty is really it's really a casual game at heart. I play competitively. I still do every once in a while. I can't do it as much as I used to, but I think this game was really designed to be competitive from the standpoint with the way the health works, just because gunfights are long, your aim has to be spot on. You miss a shot or two, just like in the older CODs, if you miss a shot or two, you're going to be dead, but especially in this game where, it requires a lot of bullets to hit somebody, you really have to be able to track your targets. So that's one thing with the health. Two, I'm going to go on to the maps here. I think the maps in this game are probably the worst maps in any Call of Duty I've ever played. And it's surprising for me to say that about Treyarch, because Treyarch, I think, has always made probably the best maps in any COD. MW2, I love the maps in Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 1, the maps were unique. They weren't really 3-lane maps. They were bigger. They were basically based on like real places, which was kind of interesting. But other than those two games, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 had some good maps too. But I think this is probably the worst game for maps. Like I said earlier, with the game being designed with more of a competitive mindset, I think the maps were designed more around the control mode, which basically with control you have two areas of the map. It's like 2 domination points that you have to take. You have a limited number of lives though, so it's like search and destroy to an extent. You have obviously more than 1 life, but once your team runs out of lives, you no longer respawn. So if you haven't taken the points, you end up losing the match. I think the game was designed more around that, where everybody's kind of pushed to a choke, basically a bottleneck area in the map, some choke spots. Have your battles, see who wins, try to hold your objective, and go from there. And I think that's what this game was, again, designed more around, was the control mode. So a lot of these maps don't play well with TDM and domination and hardpoint and stuff like that. These newer maps, they're funky, the layouts on these maps. Like I said, there's a lot of tight, narrow corridors in these maps. They're not open like a lot of Call of Duty maps, not a lot of long lines of sight. Like I said, a lot of narrow, tight areas. So if you're not used to that or you don't care for that, that might throw you off a little bit on this game. I think the best 4 maps in this game are the 4 original maps that ship with the game. Slums, Summit, or is there 5? Let me see. Slums, Summit, Jungle. Let's see, Slum, Summit, Jungle, Firing Range, and Nuketown. So there's 5. 5 maps that came with the game, the original game. Those are probably the 5 best maps in the game. I think Morocco's terrible. I think most of the maps are terrible. I think Militia might be Militia, and there's a winter map on here that I also like too. But that's about it. I mean, there's about 2 maps that actually came with the game, that were new, that I actually enjoy. Otherwise, I don't care for most of the maps. So if you guys are kind of like me and like that older style setup of Call of Duty maps, you guys probably won't enjoy the game as much. But like I said, some people in the comment section may have some different opinions. Maybe some people like some of the other maps. Like I said, I don't care for them. But again, I kind of like the old school CODs. So with the maps, like I said, the maps I think are some of the poorest. 3, gun balancing. I think the gun balancing is pretty solid in this game for the most part. Your subs aren't as useful as they used to be. So if you're one of those people that really enjoyed like World War II and Ghost and games like that, where you could kind of cross map people with subs, you could put the PPSH on in World War II, and you could battle with assault rifles at range. You wouldn't necessarily beat ARs at range, but you could at least do battle with them, and you might have a shot at beating them. So the gun balancing, like I said, is pretty solid. But in my opinion, ARs and LMGs, those are going to be your top weapons in this game. The ICR, basically like the ACR from Modern Warfare 2. You've got the Maddox, which is kind of like the K-Bar from Infinite Warfare. It's basically a submachine gun wrapped up like an assault rifle. And for your submachine guns, you're mostly going to see the SOG, what I'm using here. Every once in a while, you'll see a Spitfire, and then sometimes in pubs you'll see a GKS, which a GKS is just a really accurate submachine gun. It's almost like a baby ICR, really accurate, no recoil gun, but deals very little damage. Fun gun to use in pubs. Not going to be very good for competitive gameplay. Your competitive players are going to be using the SOG or maybe even the Spitfire. You might see a few using that, which are your higher rates of fire weapons. But yeah, those I think are the 3 main points I kind of wanted to talk to you guys today about, giving you the review. How are the maps? Health's a lot different, and basically your weapons. And I'll throw a 4th one in too. This game also includes specialists, as you probably have seen here. I pulled the War Machine out a couple of times, killed a few people with it. That's one thing I did not like in Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare. I guess we kind of had a few specialist abilities in Advanced Warfare when you first spawned in, but if you guys aren't big fans of specialists, you probably aren't going to enjoy the game. Like I said, specialists, some people really enjoy. They like having it. I just don't care for having specialists because basically everybody gets a free kill streak just for being in the game. So like I said, let me know in the comment section kind of what your guys' opinions are with the game. So far, I think the game's is an alright game. I think it's playable. Again, the game's, I think, tailor-made for competitive gameplay. So if you're a competitive gameplay person at heart, you're really going to enjoy the game. But again, let me know in the comment section what you guys are thinking, and hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you next video. Bo out.